This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news. It's Friday, June 20th, 2025, and here are today's stories. Protests erupt in Los Angeles after ICE raids, but what really happened on the ground? Our UNN field messengers Tina and Wayne reveal a side of the story you didn't see in the headlines. South Africa is in crisis with nearly 5,000 abductions in just 3 months. What's behind the surge, and how are everyday people being affected? Rental scams are on the rise, tricking people out of money and homes through online platforms. We'll show you how to spot the red flags and stay safe. Can you really trust your doctor if they're getting paid by drug companies? We explore the ethical gray area that's making some patients think twice. Then a calming cup of lemon balm tea. UNN field messenger CJ shows us how to grow and brew this soothing herb right at home. In Japan, field messenger Kenji takes us to a mystical island shrine that appears to float on water, a must-see natural wonder. And in Canada, Simone shares her visit to Isabella Park, where a rare and radiant bloom transforms the landscape for just a few magical days.
Protests were reported across Los Angeles following ICE raids targeting alleged illegal immigrants. While media reports highlighted chaos and unrest, UNN field messengers Tina and Wayne share first-hand accounts on a very different experience.
Hi, I'm Tina with United Network News, reporting from Los Angeles, California. Today, Tuesday, June 10th, I am reporting on the Los Angeles protests. I will take you with me on my quest to discover what is truly happening here. The mainstream and other media reported that there is a riot occurring, showing videos of use of force, violence, and property damage. I just was not seeing what was being told, and it didn't sit well with me hearing Marines were deployed against us, so I had to see for myself. If there really was a war zone downtown, and if Marines were really deployed and activated on American soil. This video was taken on the 5th day of the protests, when the news stated that the protests had accelerated. I ventured out to the downtown area to find this said war zone. You will see in the video I did not find any such thing. What I see, I will show you. I drove past Pershing Square, a popular place for special events. It was empty, but no damage or remnants of a violent riot. Then I went through the Diamond District. No shops were boarded up, no damage to any of the shops, and no protesters. From there, I stopped to talk to a police officer. When I asked him, "Where are the riots? Where are the Marines?" he looked me straight in the face and said it was a lie. He said it was all a lie, and if you want to see the theater, go to Spring and Temple. Go see for yourself. He was not happy. Then he instructed me where to go. But before I left, I had to ask what would happen if Marines did arrive. He smiled and said, "It would not be good. Treasonous grounds there." I drove to the Spring Street area, like he said. And there I came to the Federal Building, located at 300 North Los Angeles. There were reporters taking pictures of the 8 or so bored-looking National Guards that were standing in front of what looked like an abandoned building with graffiti all over the windows. As I continued on, I saw a handful of policemen gathered by the 101 freeway entrance. And as you can see, it appears to be clean and clear of any debris from a violent riot. No burning cars, no war zone that was said to have occurred over the weekend. And going forward a bit further, we can see that there is a group sitting on the stairs of the City Hall that is trying to appear to look like protesters, wearing survival clothes, all in black, masks covering their face. There was no walking around, no sign holding, no protesting for their abuelita. It was all bad-mouthing Trump. This afternoon's expedition allows us to say that what the video shows was Tuesday, June 10th, was a beautiful, peaceful day in Los Angeles downtown area. I hope and pray that this can ease everyone's mind and help others to see through this senseless charade. Thank you for watching.
Hey everyone, Field Messenger Wayne. Today I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, where we came for my youngest grandson's first birthday party because his dad is from here. We saw what we saw. I didn't see very much, but I do have some footage, but we did not go to actual downtown LA because all of the freeway exits are blocked off. Enjoy. So I am on Main Street in Alhambra, California. Regular Saturday. We did not go into downtown Los Angeles. Our Airbnb was in Alhambra, which is about 10 miles northeast of downtown. And then we drove down the freeway. I got footage of Alhambra and down the freeway all the way to Long Beach, which is where this salon is. And now we have arrived at the building where we're going to have the birthday party. And you now see that it wasn't what they said it was. And I do have the one little bit of people that were protesting, not protesting, I'd say they were, just demonstrating quite nicely, as it should be. But that be it. So all of the exits off of all the freeways to downtown are closed, so I don't know how anybody would have got there. That's what I saw. See you guys next time.
Nearly 5,000 abductions in just 3 months. That's the grim reality facing South Africa right now. Kidnappings in South Africa have become a growing and frightening trend. Once limited to isolated incidents, abductions now happen daily, driven by everything from ransom demands to human trafficking. As fear spreads and criminal networks expand, many are asking, what's fueling this surge? Who's being targeted? And how can people stay safe? According to the latest crime statistics, 4,748 people were kidnapped between October and December 2024 alone. That's more than double the cases reported during the same period just 5 years ago. The crisis isn't isolated to one area either. Gauteng reported the highest number, with 2,499 cases in just 3 months, followed by KwaZulu-Natal with 901 and the Western Cape with 275. Even provinces with historically lower crime rates, like the Eastern Cape and Northern Cape, are being impacted. The recent abduction of 9-year-old Fatima Aman shows just how vulnerable people in South Africa have become, no matter their age, background, or location.
A jovial mood as fellow learners and the community rejoice following the safe return of Iman, who had been missing for over a week. A day before her release, a video of the minor went viral, with her pleading for help. The ordeal has traumatized teachers and learners at her school.
We are very happy now. We've been sad throughout of last week up until today, when today we can sing loud and say, thank you, God, Iman is back.
Her disappearance raised concern about the safety of children.
Before this, there wasn't such an awareness of what is going on as it is now. Because look at this girl's age. We got children younger than this that is in so much danger because they are being led to play outside. Now the parents are aware. They have to be more careful. They have to be more vigilant of what's going on out there.
There's also a new crime syndicate targeting women across South Africa, and police say it's spreading fast. The group lures women, often those who appear independent, by posing as romantic interests, striking up conversations online or at malls, then arranging in-person meetups that turn violent. The murder of Olarada Mongal, found dead after a date, sparked the investigation. A car tied to her case has now been linked to multiple crimes across Gauteng, the Free State, and the Northern Cape. With 51 kidnappings reported daily, Police are urging women to be cautious and alert, especially when meeting someone new.
Kwanazi also touched on other matters related to crime, including the recent raids on businesses that employ foreign nationals who are in the country illegally. More than 50 undocumented foreign nationals were arrested during a raid on a textile factory in KwaDukuza on the KwaZulu-Natal North Coast last week.
Laba bahleli ngongekho emthethweni eSouth Africa. Nayo inkinga esiba nayo kusamaphoyisa.
Kwanazi says whilst police were actively working to reduce crime, the level of violence, in particular in crimes in KZN, are worrying. He believes unemployment and inequality are amongst the major factors contributing to the high crime rate.
Police say economic desperation is one of the biggest drivers behind these kidnappings. With unemployment and poverty remaining high, some people are turning to crime as a means of survival. Then there's organized crime, ransom kidnappings. They've become a big business for syndicates who see it as a quick, profitable, and relatively low-risk operation. Also, human trafficking, where victims, especially women and children, are kidnapped and funneled into networks for forced labor, sexual exploitation, or even the illegal organ trade. And it doesn't stop there. Corruption, weak policing, and a sluggish justice system all contribute to the problem. Criminals know they have a good chance of getting away with it.
It seems as if this syndicate appears to be much more stronger than our police force. They have now come to a point where they are comfortable. They know that they will not be caught.
Maggie Skosana, the leader of a local council outside Johannesburg, was kidnapped along with her driver last October by men posing as police outside the gates of her office.
Immediately when we drove off here, I was already suspicious that this was not police. So, we had an altercation for some time until one of their guys decided to move out of their car with a rifle into our car, and then we were then instructed to drive off.
Survivors rarely speak out because of death threats, but Maggie wanted to highlight the devastating impact kidnappers have on their victims.
It has affected me so badly. I sort of panic easily. More than that as well, I am so paranoid now. I don't easily trust, If my kids, I don't find them on the phone, I panic.
Fixing this problem won't be simple. It's going to take more than just tougher policing. It needs strong political commitment, real investment in social programs, and better protection for vulnerable communities. In the meantime, staying informed, being cautious, and looking out for one another are our best defenses. Social media and rental platforms have made it super easy to find a place to stay, whether you're planning a weekend getaway or moving to a new city. But with all the convenience comes a downside: scams. Unfortunately, scammers love taking advantage of people's trust and urgency, and rental fraud has become a growing problem. If you know the red flags, you could protect yourself when booking online. So what exactly is a rental scam? It's when someone pretends to be a landlord or property owner to trick you into paying upfront fees for a place that either doesn't exist or isn't theirs to rent. You've probably seen those listings that seem too good to be true, like a crazy cheap apartment in a high-demand area. That's usually your first clue something's off. Scammers often post fake listings with stolen photos, offer below market prices to reel you in, and then pressure you to pay quickly, usually through untraceable methods like wire transfers. Once they have your money, they're gone. A 2024 study by Rently found 88% of these fake listings were on Facebook, with another 12% showing up on Craigslist.
I really had my heart set on this.
The two-bedroom home in Bradenton checked all the boxes for Jennifer Griffith.
I went through the front door and I looked around and I instantly fell in love.
She found the house on Facebook.
I made an appointment. The person said, let me know when you're on your way. I'll give you the code.
Jennifer and her roommate, Michelle Perry, say they found the door open and someone else inside also looking at the home.
I said, they got someone else interested. This has got to be true.
The women received this lease signed by what they thought was their landlord and his attorney.
This is the link that we had to send the money to.
Jennifer and Michelle followed texted instructions to send their $2,000 deposit through an ATM that converted dollars to Bitcoin. Seconds later, Jennifer received a stunning text from the person she believed was the property manager.
And then the guy said, LOL, this is a scam in big letters. And my heart just sunk.
What was your reaction when you found out that this was all just a ripoff?
It made me sick. My heart dropped.
The legitimate property manager has posted a sticker in the window warning about rental scams, and it states they don't advertise on social media.
If you're applying for rentals, protecting your personal information is key. Be cautious about sharing sensitive details like your social security number or bank account info early in the process. Always make sure the listing is legit. Try to meet the landlord in person or ask for a live virtual tour before handing over any documents. Stick to secure rental platforms and only share the minimum information needed. Staying safe starts with double-checking everything before giving away your data. Here are some more tips to help you avoid rental scams.
Discovering that your rental property has fallen victim to a scam can be distressing, but early detection is crucial. Here are some signs that may indicate that your property has been targeted by a rental scam. Unexpected high volume of inquiries. If you suddenly receive an unusual high number of inquiries about your property without any apparent reason, such as recent advertising or renovations, it could be a sign that scammers are using your property details to lure potential victims. Requesting for money before viewing. Legitimate tenants typically want to view a property before committing to it. If someone insists on sending money or a deposit before seeing the property, it's a red flag. Scammers often create urgency to pressure individuals into quick financial transactions. Unusual payment methods. Be cautious if a potential tenant suggests unconventional or untraceable payment methods, such as wire transfers, prepaid debit cards, or cash. Legitimate tenants usually prefer payment methods like checks, bank transfers, or online payment platforms.
Switching gears, literally, let's talk about rental cars. They're a must-have for most vacations, but navigating the process can get tricky and pricey if you're not careful. Scams often begin before you even pick up the keys. To stay safe, always go through the rental company's official website when booking. Avoid fake numbers or scammers posing as customer service reps by skipping random search engine results or AI-generated summaries. Also, always use a credit card for added protection. If anyone asks you to pay with a gift card, you can bet it's a scam.
This next point is a big one, and one that can result in a really nasty surprise at the end of your rental period. It's the dreaded return inspection. In both the US and Canada, the rules for damage to rental cars are fairly relaxed. Typically, the damage can be around an inch in diameter or more, depending on whether it's a scratch or a dent. You'll normally see them holding up a little card. Even then, the return inspection is usually extremely casual, and unless it's really obvious, they probably won't notice it. This is most definitely not the case in Europe. I've read a lot of reviews from tourists who had their damage deposit withheld because of some microscopic damage that was already on the car before they rented it. This can happen even at large international rental chains. For example, Budget at Frankfurt Airport has a horrendous reputation of 1.9 stars on Google reviews, but it most commonly happens with some of the cheaper, lesser-known rental companies. Avoiding this scam is actually pretty easy. Just make sure you sort the Google reviews from lowest to highest for the specific rental agency branch that you're thinking about using. Then, read through all the lowest reviews and look for anything that sounds like a scam. If it's only one or two people with bad experiences, it could be nothing. But if you see people complaining about the same issue often, then avoid that rental agency like the plague, no matter how good the deal is.
Even if you dodge the scams, rental car companies have their own sneaky fees. One of the easiest to avoid? Gas charges. Just return the car with a full tank to skip those sky-high refueling fees. Also, make sure to carefully check all the paperwork when dropping off the car so you don't get stuck paying for damages you didn't cause. A little caution goes a long way when hitting the road. By staying alert, both rental homes and cars can be simple and stress-free. Keep those tips in your back pocket for your next trip or big move, and avoid letting scammers ruin the fun.
Hey, I'm Kirsten from Switzerland.
This is Wayne from Tucson.
Hi, my name is Desmond from Ghana.
I am Claudia from Dawsonville, Georgia.
I'm Mikey from Pretoria, South Africa.
Hi, I'm Steve McGrath, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada.
People from all around the world are coming together.
Happy day, beautiful world. We are here in a rather small urban garden, and this video is just to show you the joys that we've had in this garden with the electric gardening.
When news happens in their area, they show us what's really going on.
We have people in the streets protesting for and against.
At United Network News, our field messengers are changing the face of news.
This is Field Messenger Helen reporting with Nature, and I'm going to talk to you about the bees again.
Take the next step in restoring our planet. Become a UNN Field Messenger today.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from South Africa. If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to me. It's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to all of us. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.
Step into a world of possibilities with New Earth, a groundbreaking series that shines light on holistic ways to live, work, and thrive. Join us weekly to discover new innovative ideas and explore the world around us as we, together, create our future, our New Earth.
The trust you place in your doctor is a big part of your recovery. It feels good knowing they have your best interest at heart. But what if you found out your doctor was getting incentives from pharmaceutical companies? Would it make you second guess their advice or the medications they prescribe? Here's something to think about. A 2024 analysis of the JAMA Network Journal shows more than half of American doctors accepted payments from pharmaceutical or medical device companies in the last decade. And we're not just talking about big checks. These payments can be as small as a free lunch or as hefty as speaker fees for promoting new treatments. Surprising? Maybe not. Reassuring? Definitely not. The Inquirer investigated which healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, and physician assistants, received the most money from these industry sources. While the majority of doctors don't earn massive sums, they found even small gestures like a free meal have been shown to influence prescribing habits. In fact, it can double the likelihood of a doctor choosing a marketed drug. Eye-opening, isn't it?
Have you ever wondered if your doctor is getting paid by Big Pharma every time they write a prescription for a statin drug or recommend a flu shot? If so, go to this database and type in your doctor's name. You can see if they've received any payment. Big Pharma uses legal loopholes, and they don't pay doctors directly. That's illegal. But what they do is hire doctors to write papers, hire a team of doctors to do research, and then hire a whole group of people to host conferences, continuing education conferences at five-star fancy resorts where they invite medical professionals from all over the country. Make no mistake, pharmaceutical drugs are products, and just like any product, they do need marketing. And if we're talking about a life-saving, inexpensive drug like the new malaria vaccine, this whole marketing machine, probably necessary. But as you know all too well, this same marketing machine has been used to bring things like OxyContin and fentanyl to market that are now killing tens of thousands of people every year. As a consumer, it's really hard to figure out how to prioritize your own health.
This kind of marketing is legal as long as no direct kickbacks are involved. According to Phillips & Cohen, a leading whistleblower law firm, Kickbacks to healthcare providers are prohibited in the U.S. under the Anti-Kickback Statute and the Stark Law. Violating the Anti-Kickback Statute is a felony, punishable by up to 10 years in prison and fines up to $100,000 per violation, while Stark Law violations result in civil penalties only. Some doctors argue the payments received help spread awareness about new treatments and technology, benefiting patients. However, experts worry about the influence money may have on medical decisions, resulting in unnecessary or more expensive treatments. Patients may question whether their doctor's recommendations are truly in their best interest or influenced by financial gain.
We in the mental health field prescribe pills that cause obesity.
That cause it.
We give people pills and they gain 100 pounds in 1 year. And in the elderly, some of the medications we prescribe cause premature death.
Wow.
And these warnings are all listed on the package issued by the FDA.
That side effects may include...
Yes. They take it anyways because that's what the doctors are telling them they need.
How long have you been a psychiatrist for now?
29 years.
How many people don't need to be on those drugs if they intervene in a different way?
Maybe 20%.
Don't need them.
Who do need them.
20%.
80% who probably could get by if we as society take a different stance and use different strategies for human health care. So many of our standard treatments are doing exactly the opposite of what we want to do. And that needs to change.
In Canada, pharmaceutical companies share some information on payments to doctors and healthcare groups, but it's mostly voluntary and lacks detail. Other places like Australia, Europe, and Japan also have voluntary systems, but doctors can sometimes opt out of being named, making transparency a bit of a gray area. Countries like France, Denmark, and the U.S. take it further with laws requiring full disclosure, like the U.S.'s Physician Payments Sunshine Act. Evidence from countries like Pakistan, Lebanon, China, and the U.S. show these deals between doctors and pharmaceutical representatives have become normal. But since these interactions are usually hidden, it's hard to know how widespread the problem is or how to stop it. At the end of the day, it seems like much of this still comes down to individual decisions.
How much money did you make working for Big Pharma?
My initial packet was like a $300,000 base salary with about a $60,000 bonus built into it and stock options as well. My whole package together was about $700,000. This was a director level position. The next step up would have been the senior director position and I would have been pushing like $750,000. The next step after that, easily making $1 million. I actually make much less now than I used to working in pharma.
Why did you quit Big Pharma?
I had to make a lot of compromises on who I was to be there. You're kind of dishonest with yourself and what you believe, and you tell yourself, I'm just going to be a team player and go on with everything. There were always these little things that bothered me in how we were communicating the safety information to the public. It was more costly to me to not be a true version of myself despite the pay cut and the risk. I needed to get out of there and do something that was more in line with who I was as a person.
So what does all of this mean for you? Well, it's a good reminder to stay informed. Don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions about the treatments they recommend or whether they have any relationships with pharmaceutical companies. Transparency is key, and a good doctor won't shy away from giving you honest answers. After all, it's your health. You deserve to feel confident in the care you're getting. Stay curious, ask questions, and always advocate for yourself.
Growing your own herbs and plants like lemon balm, mint, and chives is a great way to enjoy fresh ingredients right from your garden. UNN Field Messenger CJ shares how she makes a relaxing lemon balm tea with great health benefits.
Hey everyone, this is Field Messenger CJ from Goffstown, New Hampshire for United Network News. Today I just want to show you a few early spring plants and herbs that come up in this area. So chives are always like the first one. They're really early. As you can see, these have flowers that are about to open up pretty soon. So these are some of the flowers. These are lily of the valley. Very fragrant. Got some ragweed going, and I leave it up for the bees because it goes into the fall. Daylilies. And I got tons of purple and white violets this year because we've had a lot of rain. This is called figwort right here. And then I got some rhubarb here, heirloom rhubarb. Lemon balm. I have a lot of mint in the garden here. It's in the mint family. This is in the dandelion family, but it's actually called wild lettuce. Wild bergamot. Bees and bees and bees go to this all the time. It grows like crazy and it spreads like crazy. There's catnip right there, and you can make a great tea out of that as well. Fresh tea. Oh, and here's some garlic. So I usually plant this in the fall. Coneflower, echinacea, that's kind of spreading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the tea for the lemon balm. So I have 1 cup of filtered water. And I'm going to take about a little bunch of the lemon balm, and I will put it on the stove. So I have 2 cups of water, or half a quart. And I'm going to throw in about a bunch of the lemon balm. You can put it in whole, the leaves and the stems, or you can chop it up if you'd like. I'm just going to put it in whole. And then when it comes to a boil, I'm then going to let it simmer for another approximately 5 minutes. So it's come to a nice boil, and I just turned it on simmer. It's really fragrant. I can smell the lemon in it. It's a nice, sweet, lemony smell. I'm going to pour it over the strainer. It's a light yellow color. I'll take this off so you can see it's a nice light yellow color. You can leave it on longer if you choose to. It's a very light, fragrant tea anyways. It's really good for relaxation, for stress, for your gut health. It's an antiviral. It's also good for the heart. You can actually put the leaves in cold water and kind of break them up a little bit and leave them cold water as a refreshing drink as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try to make some yourself. It's really delicious. And have a good night. CJ, Field Messenger for United Network News, Goffstown, New Hampshire. So have a good night, and thank you for watching.
UNN Field Messenger Kenji visits a stunning island that's home to one of Japan's most famous scenic spots. It is known for its breathtaking shrine that seems to float on the water during high tide.
Hello, this is Field Messenger Kenji reporting for United Network News from Miyajima, Hiroshima District, Japan. 去年、私は友人たちを日本三景の一つの美しい島である宮島、別名厳島に案内しました。ここにある厳島神社は6世紀末、ちょうどキリスト教が初めてイングランドに伝わった頃に建てられました。その後12世紀になって時の権力者、平清盛によって今の形に造営され、その後2度の消失を経て13世紀以降、現在まで受け継がれてきました。神社は私たちにとって神を祭り、お祈りを捧げる神聖な場所です。この神社は海岸に建てられたので、潮が満ちているときは神社全体が海に浮かんでいるように見えるという珍しい神社です。この日は引き潮だったので、普段は海中に立っている大鳥居の下まで歩いていくことができました。 厳島神社は特にこの海上に立つ大鳥居で有名です。鳥居というのは神域の入り口を示す門のことを言います。間近で見ると天然木を海中に立てて作られた鳥居の大きさに圧倒されました。次回は日本三景を紹介するリレーレポートの最終回で、和明さんが天橋立をリポートしてくれます。This is Field Messenger Kenji reporting for United Network News from Miyajima, Hiroshima District, Japan. Thank you for watching.
For only a few days each year, Isabella Park in Kingston transforms into a stunning display of vibrant colors as it bursts into full bloom. UNN Field Messenger Simone shares her memorable visit with us.
Hello, here's a little shout out from Field Messenger Simone, reporting to you from Isabella Park, Richmond Park in Kingston area of UK. And I just wanted to say I love you all. We have come so far. The things are changing rapidly on the planet. I'm so grateful for everybody's work in this regard. And my main message is literally like, if this was my last day on this earth today, I would be incredibly grateful to have been here, to have walked this walk, and to have experienced everything in my life. And it is a real journey. It's an incredible journey. Ups and downs and everything, challenges, opportunities, love and everything else in between. But it's so colorful, and this is what I wanted to share with you, because one just needs to take time out to see the absolute beautiful color of life. And I mean, in this case, here in this park, it is incredibly noticeable how beautiful this planet is. And I just love you all. That's it. Cheers, bye.
Now it's your turn. Join our weekly meetings and become a field messenger. More information is available at our website, unitednetwork.earth. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.